Today I'd like to show you how I use 3/4 inch plywood sheathing to make strong, durable bee boxes that are affordable. With one $30 sheet of plywood, I can make up to 5 deep-bodied hive boxes. Pine boards are much more expensive and they tend to split if they're not taken care of. The laminated layers of plywood makes this material much stronger and more durable to impact and changes in temperature. Now there is a slight disadvantage to plywood, and that is moisture. If you do not do a good paint job, you can have that plywood delaminate over time. But I'll make sure to show you my trick for proper painting on this plywood box to make sure you don't have that problem for years to come. I'm going to go ahead and put the standard dimensions for a deep body Langstroth hive right here. So go ahead and take a picture in 3, 2, 1. That's $1 million smile right there. You're welcome. Since the height of all your sides are the same, use your table saw to cut strips of plywood at 9 5/8 inches. Then you can cut out your long and short sides. Here are the cut dimensions for your long sides. And here are the cut dimensions for your short sides. Once you have cut your long and short sides, I like to go ahead and get the notching out of the way, and this notching is what allows your frames to hang from the box. This is the size notch you'll be cutting out of your short sides in order to make sure that your frames sit securely in your hive box. I like to use scrap wood to calibrate my notching for my short sides, and I like to start by making sure that I have my deep cut for my notch completed first with all of my sides, so that then I can recalibrate and then go back through and cut out the short or the shallow end of my notch so that it is perfect every time. After I'm done with all of my cuts and I'm done with all of my notching, it's time to go ahead and glue these panels together. Now in traditional Langstroth pine board boxes, you're going to have this fancy corner joint. You don't need that with plywood. We're going to make simple 90-degree butt joints, and so it helps to get your carpenter square out so that when you are setting your joint for curing, that you have nice 90-degree angles for every corner. We're going to use a bead of exterior wood glue to begin our butt joint. I like to put the bead of glue on the short side or the short panel of the butt joint. We can then secure the joint with finish nails. I like to use 2 wood screws per butt joint, and I like to screw it in from the long panel or the long wall side. I also like to make pilot holes for my screws to make sure my plywood does not split. If you're making a whole bunch of boxes at once, it can be helpful to stack these boxes one on top of the other and then put some weight at the very top box, and that'll help prevent warping. Once the wood glue for the butt joints have dried, I like to take scrap plywood left over from my sheets and create the handles for my bee boxes. Here is the dimension for the length and width of my handles that I use, and this ensures that I have a robust handle that will not break under a full load of honey. I like to glue the snot out of the back side of this handle, as it will hold the entire weight of the boxes as I'm moving these hive boxes from one location to another. After the glue cures, it's time to paint your boxes. Now here's the trick for plywood. I use a minimum of 3 coats of exterior latex paint, and I make sure to not only paint the sides, but the top and the bottom. The top and the bottom edges of your boxes are where your plywood will be susceptible to moisture getting in and delaminating the layers. When you're assembling these hive body panels together, there's oftentimes a smoother side and a rougher side with plywood sheathing. Make sure your plywood sheathing's smoother side is on the exterior, because it will help shed water more easily and will make painting easier. When you're painting your plywood boxes, get in all the nooks and crannies, but don't paint the inside. Leave that a natural wood for the bees. By building these plywood boxes with standard Langstroth dimensions, you can stack them on pine board boxes. You can also use the same bottom boards and telescopic lids, interior covers, and all other accessories that you might use for normal pine board boxes. How we doing, everybody? I'm just chilling with my bees here in the bee yard, getting ready to put them to bed, and just wanted to thank you guys for watching, and we hope we've earned your subscription.